Hi, I'm Rob Pritchard and I'm the sports editor at Manx Radio. Today, we're speaking with an Ireland-based athlete who's been making a name for herself in recent times in some of the most gruelling challenges the island, the UK and further afield can offer. Manx Fell Runners member Nikki Arthur has excelled in numerous ultra-distance challenges in 2024, and now her exploits are being recognised. Arthur has been named as a finalist for the Sportswoman of the Year crown at the 2024 Scottish Women in Sport Awards taking place on the 1st of November. Following this prestigious nomination, I caught up with Nikki to hear what it was like to find out she was in contention for such an honour, and also what role the Isle of Man has played in the ongoing rise in her sporting career.
Yeah, it was just a surprise more than anything. It's just, I don't have like a tie to sort of Scottish sport other than the fact that I am Scottish. Obviously I run for the Manx Fell Runners and everything's through England Athletics and things like that. So it's just, it was just really surprising, really, really nice to be nominated and to make it through to the finals. I'm really, really pleased. Like, the other two finalists are of such an incredibly high standard as well. It's just unbelievable. So it's really nice to even be uttered in the same breath as those two girls. So yeah, I'm really chuffed.
And just on that point, the fact that we see year after year Scotland producing fantastic athletes that go on to do great things, to be among those in the last year in particular as well, that must fill you with a sense of pride.
Yeah, so much so. Like the Beth Potter, the triathlete, won this award this time last year. So just gives you an idea of the sort of people that my name sort of getting spoken about amongst like Olympians and Paralympians, and not that I'm saying that I'm anywhere close to that, but to be even uttered, like I said, is really, really lovely. It's really nice, and I do feel mega proud. And I love the Isle of Man, but Scotland is my own country as well, and it just feels really nice to have a bit of recognition there as well.
For a bit of context for those listening as well, particularly when it comes to ultra distance events, you've really excelled throughout this year so far. You look at the likes of early in the year, you were part of the Spine Challenger North event, which you went on to win. You were the fastest Isle of Man female in the London Marathon in April. You had the Sky Running Challenge as well. I was in Spain not too long ago. What has been, do you think, your favourite or best achievement of 2024 so far?
I do think it was the Spine Challenger North, because that's the furthest I'd ever been, and I obviously had no idea how I was going to going into that event, because it was like sleep deprivation was included, and the furthest I'd ever ran was 120, so this is like an extra 40 plus miles on top of that. So I really had no clue how that was going to go, and I was really pleased with how I done in that one. So I think that one was obviously one of the pinnacle events, and obviously I got proposed to at the end of that race as well. So or got down on one knee at the finish line, so that was it was a special race, that one. But the World Championships in September in Spain were probably the one that I had the most fun on. I would say, like, I really, really enjoyed that one, and it was nice to be away with like a team of runners that I'd never met before, and speaking about everybody's experiences and ultra running, and yeah, it was just really, it's been a great year. But they're the sort of two main highlights.
Recently, especially, like, you've really started to make a name for yourself on the Isle of Man and further afield for these ultra distance, ultra endurance events. What draws you to them? Why these particular events to test yourself in?
I think it's just the problem solving and the challenge around it, and obviously the real feeling of accomplishment at the end as well. But during the race, like, you just having to constantly remind yourself, like, this is where you want to be, even though it's like definitely not half of the time. And it's just, it's more of a mental game. And I've spent quite a long time on the Isle of Man getting my body strong, but I do think my mind's always been quite strong, and it gives me an opportunity to really put it to the test in these big distances. And you're surrounded by people who are very like-minded, it's just a really nice community, and it draws you to it back time and time again. At the end of every race, you're just like, well, what's next now? You always want a little bit more.
And outside of the events themselves, obviously you have your day-to-day life like many of us, but in terms of not just the kind of the sporting community, but also just for you personally as a place to train and develop and just to live your life, how big a part do you think the Isle of Man's played in that?
It, absolutely huge. I mean, I've recently been in schools sort of talking about working with world-class athletes, as that's sort of part of my role within Isle of Man sport at the moment. But part of my talk is about how the Isle of Man has brought me to where I am today. Back when I was at school, wasn't sporty at all. I didn't enjoy sport, and I started to sort of dabble in it a little bit when I was in my 20s. But when I moved over to the Isle of Man, like the community, regardless of what sport it's in, because I've been in a few sports since I've got over here, like it's just been amazing, and it's got such a varied terrain for me to be able to train for my own sport, which is ace, but it's just got such a supportive environment. And, you know, I've been talking to a lot of the local schools about, you know, your motto, like whichever way you throw me, I stand, and like how that's very much in keeping with like what ultra running is about, and, you know, just trying to get through all the sort of challenging times. Like I wouldn't be where I am today, I don't think, if I hadn't moved to the Isle of Man. And I've said that to the Manx Fell Runners, like they're my club, and I definitely I'm where I am today partly because of them. So yeah, at the Isle of Man, I've got so much to thank for.
You obviously mentioned that, you know, you're in great company at these awards that are coming up on the 1st of November. What would it mean if you were to win it?
Yeah, gosh, I don't think I could answer that. I would be like over the moon, but I think just getting to the final and then seeing like the accolades of the other finalists is enough for me, to be honest. It would just be the sort of cherry on the cake, but like I'm just absolutely delighted to be in with such high level female athletes. It's been amazing.
Thank you for having the stamina to make it to the end of the Manx Radio Sportscast. You're clearly someone who has their eye on the ball at all times. Want to hear more about the latest sporting news across the Isle of Man and much more? Then might I recommend you take the plunge and subscribe to this series or a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so that, in a flash, all of our finest moments take a winner's place on your smartphone. Thank you.